Guess what time it is? It's time to get some mums, some corn stalks, and some pumpkins because it's all about decorating outside today. Let's go! We got the corn stalks and we got some hay. All right, I'm gonna go unload this in my house and then we're gonna try Costco to see if they still have any of the jumbo pumpkins there for $7.99 left and the really, really large mums. I know it's Sunday, so it tends to get picked over, but we'll see what our chances are. Fingers crossed. Okay, mission completion. 4 mums. I don't know what size this is. Here we go. This 4-pack, $15.99. Best deal. So I had to get 5 red and 3 orange. My goodness. And then these 2 large, $17.99 each. Also, the pumpkins were kind of picked over, but I like these little packets of pumpkins. $5.99 for a bundle of 5. I got 4 of them. All right, so let's take these home. All right, Target, I see you. Ooh, look at how blue the sky is. Okay, I got 6 regular pumpkins, and then I got 3 heirloom pumpkins. All of this, when I use my red card, came to $51, which I think is a pretty good cost. So I actually am finding my better pumpkins here at Target this year. All right, let's go home. I just wanted to share this happy moment. Looking back, pumpkins, mums, it's a good time of year. Guess what time it is? It is time to do the front porch for Halloween. Yes, I am about to change out the apple theme and we're going to make it a little bit more of a vintage Halloween front porch arrangement. And then after we do the front porch, if we still have time today, if not tomorrow, we're going to go over and do a jack-o'-lantern archway and then play with some things over the garage as well to really have a fun little jack-o'-lantern skeleton welcome committee as people drive up to the house. So we're going to start here and watch as I start taking down the apples and start putting up the spook. Let's go. I did want to quickly to show you, this is all the stuff that I get to play with. This is pretty much everything left upstairs when it comes to accessories, with the exceptions of the jack-o'-lanterns and the pumpkins that will come down last. But I am going to play with quite an assortment of goodies. So as you see me grabbing things, I'm getting it from this entire area right here. So layer 1's kind of cool. That's the Michael's garland that I got, and it feels like rubber. I have 2 more, so I'm not sure if I want to do something over the other part when you walk up. Maybe we'll see. But anyway, the reason why I want to just pause for a moment, this texture is very cool. I'm about to put the creepy garland so this is Michael's, and I'm about to put the creepy garland that I got from at home that I have all the way up the stairs, and I also put in the witch's office. I'm gonna put those 2 textures together, so fingers crossed it'll look kind of cool. that looks cool. I like the texture together. I haven't even put lights on it or any additional details, but I like that combination. Oops, it looks good. Approved. So every year since 2019, 2020, on this door I've had this wreath. So let me just grab it real quick. Oops. Had it for some time now. Has witch legs on it, very whimsical. I think Balsam Hill used to sell it. I tried to find it again so I could be more specific where I ordered it from, and whoever I bought this from, I no longer can find it. But it's not not something that you guys couldn't be inspired to make as well. There's so many things now with little witch legs that are dangling. But anyway, I'm going to put, oh, I just noticed one of my witch legs fell off. I'm going to put this up on the door, and I'll then remind you also about some of the key items I got at Home Goods this year that had that vintage feel that's going to tie so awesome to this wreath. I actually really like how these ferns, without meaning to, tie into the creepy crawling garland from at home. It's a nice continuous pattern and color that ties it all together. Oh, and by the way, these ferns that are by the door, I don't know if how many of you watched the original, not original, I don't know how many of you watched earlier in May when I redid the porch and put plants out. These ferns, which got humongous, I don't know if you can see them better, they were the 1999 ones I got from Costco, and now they're almost double in size. And so since they're still healthy and green and will probably stay this way maybe for the next 2 to 3 weeks, I am not going to take these out. Sometimes I'll take these out and put something else in, but the weather has been so warm lately that I'm going to leave it alone because it'll tie nicely again to the green that's up there in the creepy garland. I think for those of you who've been with me for a little while have figured out that I like to multi-purpose items. And again, if you were with me when I reset this front porch with the apples, the big deal, not the big deal, but the big tip I have is that I don't buy a bunch of pillows. I buy a bunch of pillow covers. So this went over my 4th of July pillow that I've had now a decade. And these are really for outside. I wouldn't put these inside. These definitely are, a lot of it's decor only. It's not meant to, take a nap on. It probably doesn't smell as fresh as those in the house. But they don't smell that bad. So I'm taking off the apples and I'm going to put on some Halloween. The other thing I like to do, these pillows I have throughout the spring and summer, and then I will cover them in orange. So let me show you in a little time lapse how I change out a lot of the now apple version pillows now into a Halloween montage. All right, so I'm gonna do a time lapse. We're gonna put some lights on. This is the foundational part, and I'm sorry I'm squinting, but the sun is right on me as I'm doing this. So we're gonna put lights in the ferns, on the corn stalks, over the door. I may or may not be playing also with some black Christmas trees as well, so we'll see. But once I get that done, then I can do a few more fun details that I can't wait to share with you. But this truly is the foundational piece for the door. So let's get this going. Okay, so I'm gonna put in the urn that had the impatiens in it. I cut the impatiens down because they were starting to look their wear. And so I'm gonna put another one of these black trees on both sides in the urn and put some lights on them. And then after that, I'm gonna go get the hay bales and set those. So then we can start looking at those smaller accessories like the lanterns and the fun vintage pumpkin dudes as well. Okay, so this is what the seating looks like. And here's the foundation we have going on the right side. Let me just finish up bringing the hay bale and building the other tree over here. And then we'll finish up with these fun details. And I have a fun project I'm hoping I can get done today that's gonna add to some whimsy on the top. So let's get this done and then that done first. So close to outside. There's this one project that has been in the back of my mind for years, and today I'm going to do it. So what I mean by that is I picked this up from Target, this $1 chalkboard banner for a birthday party, I think for my firstborn when he was 5, so that's 16 years ago. I have 2 of these that I've been holding on to, and because it's black, I thought, okay, I'll use it in Halloween someday. Well, today is the day. What this is, it is just a simple chalkboard banner on a string. And so what I ended up doing was I found on Amazon these fantastic vintage cards, and it's actually meant to be also a garland. I wanted to actually hot glue them onto these cards so it almost looks like they have asymmetrical frames. So I'm gonna just spend the next few minutes hot gluing down the ones I would like, and then we're gonna hang them over the door on top of the dangly black and green ghoulish garlands. So I think these are gonna tie in really fun with the 2 little fun little vintage statues that we got at Home Goods. over the door. I love it. All right, now for the piece de resistance. Let me put the topper. I am so excited on how the front porch is looking so far, but we have a couple more details to go before that's all complete. The first detail is when you look above the front porch, there's a second floor landing and it has a low fence with certain posts every so many feet. That's where these solid pumpkins come into play. Now, when I mean solid, I don't mean they're solid through and through. Those are the fake pumpkins you could get at Michael's or many craft stores. And this time of year, they're like 60% off in many, many places. So that's when I typically buy these. These that I have behind me are probably about 8 years old. I've had these for a while. But I'm bringing this up because what you're about to see, you could do this weekend if you wanted to as well. It's super inexpensive and easy to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bunch of these, throw them in an empty Tupperware bin like this to help me carry it down to the second level landing. Then I'm going to go out on top of the roof there. I'm going to grab a bunch of command strips and we're going to fix those guys in place. So that's going to be our next task for the next few minutes. Let's go and put some pumpkins out. So if you've been following my channel, you'll know that I actually really use a lot of command strips. And I'm not sponsored by command strips, but hey, command strips, if you ever want to sponsor me in a video, I will absolutely use your product. That being said, what we're going to do right now is I went to Costco and I bought this bulk one because I will use a lot of these during the holiday season. I use a lot of them already. When you did the ghost wall in the foyer, I use these to hang the pictures that I don't want to put a bunch of little holes in the wall that are just for a month and a half or so. Anyway, for this project, the posts you see behind me, I have 8 of these large posts. And that's where I'm going to be putting all of my pumpkins. So what I have in my hand is I put together two double-sided command strips. And I'm going to take my pumpkins and I'm actually going to put them stuck to the bottom and then I'm going to stick them to the top of all of these larger posts. I'll do them all the way around. And I've done this now for, again, a long time, at least 5 years, at least since COVID. And these stay on these posts so well, even if it's raining, even if it has, you know, a blistery fall evening. I haven't lost one pumpkin to fall over with the weather we get here in New England. So recommend it if you have these surfaces. So I'm going to do a little time lapse, and we're going to attach these all along the top of my my porch. Couple more tips. Definitely make sure the posts are clean. So I actually power washed these posts about a month and a half ago on my Let's Refresh My Front Porch episode. So I got all the mildew and the mold off of these. So these are relatively clean. The other thing is you want to do it on a dry surface, and I would definitely do it on a sunny day so that, but not like sweltering hot. So today we're in the mid 70s. This is the afternoon sun, so we're only going to have direct sunlight on this for another maybe 2 hours. So these will allow the sticky part of the command strips to set, and that will help with the longevity of these guys not falling off over the next month or so. All right, so let's go and see what it looks like from downstairs. And there you go. Don't those look nice up there? Hey all, before I have to fight with the sound of my landscapers, I just want to let you know it's getting really hot in the front. Even though there's one more thing I want to do for the front porch, I'm actually going to change my vantage point and work over here on the side. There's an area around where the arch is going to the backyard, and we're going to put a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns there. But before I do that, I need to do some basic cleanup. I got to cut back some of the foliage. I need to power wash the fence. So that's what the next few minutes are going to look like, so that it's ready to set the stage. And I'm going to do this while it's not too hot on this side of the house. So I got the stuff around the arbor, which is where we're going to be doing a lot of our jack-o'-lanterns. But before I do that, I have to do 2 more things. I need to power wash. You can see there's a lot of buildup over the summer and a little bit on the fence. And then I have to go on the top and trim down some of the rose hedge as well. Once that's done, we can start decorating around the arbor. That thing was brutal. I wish I did. I don't think I did a before picture, but the after picture, you can see I gave it a nice tight haircut on both sides. So next, what I can do is I can weave in the first layer of lights, the orange ones, to get the mood starting to welcome all of our guests that drive up to our house. So let's play with some lights. Okay, I've been out here since 4 and it is almost 6:30, so you can sort of see the lights a little bit better. I'm going to just put a hay bale out, place some mums and some pumpkins, and I'm going to call it a night. I'll continue another day as far as over here. But I am going to do one more thing in the front so I can finish the front. So I look forward to sharing that with you. But let's just put hay bale, mums, and some select pumpkins. And at least we got the base down. See how huge that mum is? I don't know, let me get you closer. Just to give you perspective. Me, mum. Huge! This was $17.99 at Costco. What a bargain. Highly encourage. Okay, so good start. We have 5 pumpkins out, 5 for the family. I put this huge one on the ground because I was worried it was going to fall over. This one may have to go on the ground as well. I don't know yet. It's also very top heavy, but we'll see. All right, I just added one more. I don't know if it's big enough, but we'll see. Once we have the jack-o'-lanterns on here, it might balance it all out. Anyway, done for now. Well, the sun has officially set, but I have one more project I want to do before I wrap it up for today, and it's back here on the front porch, which, oh my gosh, the crickets are chirping. It's probably like 65 degrees. It feels so nice out here. So I'm just first off, just enjoying the ambiance out here and just feeling comfortable. Now, back to work. What I'm doing next is I am using command strip hooks that have, do you see how it has the dangling hook? And they have clear adhesives when you put them on the wall, or in this case, on the ceiling. Now I know it's not an original thought, but I like this look a lot, and because the front porch has my fun little vintage vibe, and they all have witch hats on them, I thought, let's bring out my old witch hats that still have their fishing line still hanging off of them, and hang them from the ceiling. I also have, in addition to my my witch's hats, I also have these. These are at least 20 years old, and they're little lanterns. So I thought, again, with the black and white and orange theme, it might be fun to have these evenly distributed with all the witch hats from the ceiling. So I'm going to play with that this evening, and then I'll be done with the front porch for reals. And then the last thing we'll do after this is then probably tomorrow, the next day, start bringing the jack-o'-lanterns out on the arbor and then on the little hanging over the garage. But whew, I'm feeling like the end is near for decorating, and it's all about enjoying the season after that, which I love. We're gonna go to Salem, we're gonna go to Haunted Overload, but I digress. Back to design. All right, let's go hang some stuff on the ceiling. Are we ready? Set. Woohoo! Ta-da! I love it. Yeah, this stuff came out really well. Okay, so tonight's project, done. Front porch, complete. Definitely I'll get some pictures and film earlier in the morning so you can see it without all the lights on it, but you guys, I'm feeling proud. All right, so all we have left for the outside, for the front that is tomorrow, or maybe 2 days from now. We're gonna put the jack-o'-lanterns on the arches, and then we're all done. Thanks for hanging with me, you guys. Let's keep going. Hello, everybody. I'm back. So today we're gonna put some jack-o'-lanterns on this lovely arch behind me. It is 2 days after I put all this other stuff out. The mums are starting to relax a little bit. They're starting to fill out, which looks really good. So having that final accent of the jack-o'-lanterns on the top will be bueno. And then we're gonna head on top of my garage, and I'll give you a visual of that in a second, where I'm gonna actually put more lights, actually spread out some additional corn stalks, put more pumpkins on top, and I'm gonna see, maybe it's not today, depends on the time, because I only have about an hour of sunlight left. I'm also gonna see if I should put some skeletons up there as well. So this will be a fun one. Let me go grab the jack-o'-lantern so I can show you how I'm fastening them to the arch, and then I'll do a time lapse as I actually apply them all on there. Okay, so give me just a sec. So a few years ago, I did a really fun tree at the end of my driveway where I put all of my jack-o'-lantern carvable pumpkins, and I hung them from lights and I strung them around. I was influenced by a Roger Williams Zoo pumpkin extravaganza that we go to every year. Hopefully I'll be able to go and share that experience with all of you as well later on in October. So I tried that at home, loved it. And then my lovely tree decided to keep growing. So now it's about 5 feet taller than it was when I first did it. So it's a little hard for me to get to the very top. So I decided to transfer that idea onto the archway since it's much more manageable for me to be able to reach. So why I'm telling you all of this is because these pumpkins originated probably 15, some are 20 years old, and they are either, they have open tops, or some of them may even have open bottoms, but they've been used in so many different ways. I'm just here to show you that you can repurpose a lot of your old Halloween projects into new ones. So don't always throw away what you think you don't need anymore, just in case. And these are such good Halloween standards or staples. You'll always find a good use for this for Halloween decor. So what I did is, if you can see on the bottom, in this case, I punched 2 holes with something as simple as a screwdriver where I wanted to have the zip ties to go through for me to be able to then fasten them to the archways. So in this situation, I don't have any of the super long ones that I used to have for last year. So I'm going to take 2 black ones and I'm going to connect them inside here by putting my hand into the opening, feeding them through, and then I'll have the male and the female side sticking out of here, and that's what I'll zip tie onto the archway. So I'll do that with all the different pumpkins to create a little bit of a display, and hopefully they're still strong enough to stay up there. Some of them started to have little cracks in areas, so I re-glued them. Hopefully as I start putting them on, they don't crack where I put the glue, because sometimes they just get old. But like I said, 15 to 20-year-old pumpkins is what I use on this. So I bet you have something similar you can get creative with in your closet back at home as well. So let's go and do some time lapsing and put all of these little zip ties on and then fasten them to the top. Okie dokie, summertime peeps. We got one last project to do. We got this adorable jack-o'-lantern thing going on over here. Now we're gonna work on this mini pergola that goes over both of my double doors for the garage. So this is the next day, so I'm doing a similar thing. It's the end of a work day, and I'm not fighting. I am going to be going against the sunset. The good news is we're putting lights up, so hopefully you'll see the majority of what I'm about to put up there since I'm going to be dealing with lights. But the goal here is to put lights across the top. I'm then going to take the corn stalks, spread those across the top, and then in the center, I have two large lit up pumpkins that I got from at home that I'll put in the center, but then also, if time allows, I want to put two skeletons up there, kind of propped and holding the pumpkins, almost like the welcoming committee as you drive down my driveway. So we have the choir of pumpkins over here, and then we'll have Mr. and Mr. Skeleton above the garage saying, hey, pumpkin fight, as you come in and park in front of my home. So, all right, let's do some time lapse and see how this goes. Fingers crossed, I'll get this done before it's too dark outside. I thought I hit time lapse, but I didn't. But here is what they look like at the tippy top. And I added Mr. Skeleton. Now I'll try to do this from far away, but with the sun gone down, look, that's the sky. It's kind of dark, but I'll see if I can get a far away shot of these guys. You guys, that took me 4 days. Well, technically I was working on each of those days, so it was my 4 afternoon/evening. So happy this is done. Look at my front porch. Isn't it festive? And in the front, I got my pumpkin jack-o'-lantern choir, and I got my skeleton welcome crew. We are ready for Halloween. So thank you for joining me on this episode, everyone. I am thrilled that you're inspired for some fun, happy Halloween decor. And I look forward to seeing you all next time on my house tour. I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody. Happy Halloween.